Kitchen with some confessions of a carb craver. Back in February, I started a new job that I thought was going to work really, really well. It involved giving tours and being outside, but the problem is it included tons and tons of cardio. Every shift I would walk about 8 to 10 miles a day, which was fine, but I had forgotten that way back in 2008, what helped me overcome obesity was actually eliminating lots of steady state cardio. So I'd kind of forgotten that that is what had worked before, giving that up, and I kind of took it back because I thought it was going to work. The other confession that I have to make is that this new job, I was surrounded by snacks and carbohydrates. And I've been off of sugar for so long, and I've been strong for so long, and it feels so good that I had made the assumption that everything was going to work out fine, and it didn't matter that I was going to be in a position where I was constantly surrounded by all of those sugary, carby, gooey, creamy snacks that had been a problem for me in the past. And then the third problem that I had is that carnivore works really, really well for me. The more plants I eliminate and the more I stick to just meat and eggs and dairy and fish, the better I do. But I think like so many other people, there's a part of me that wishes, important confession, I wish that I was normal and that I could eat more like regular people and like my colleagues and the people I was working with who seemed to be able to eat a mixed diet. That's what I really wanted. And it would be really nice to just be able to eat a mixed diet like everybody else. But I had forgotten that what really works best for me is just sticking with carnivore. Meat, eggs, some cheese, some fish, and some dairy. So what happened is that I was doing these 8 to 10 miles of cardio a day. I was surrounded by these foods that have always been a problem for me. But I think the biggest problem is number 3, that I think that being a carnivore is a little bit weird. And I still have a little bit of discomfort with the idea of being a person that basically doesn't eat plants. So what was happening is I'm there for 8 hours. And of course, there's that meal in the middle of the day that's very important for me. When I went carnivore, I just naturally started eating 2 meals a day. But there was only a 30-minute break in the middle of the day. So I had to eat quickly. And if you've gone carnivore, it can, you want to like sit down and actually like chew your food. That's really important. And then the other problem was this little bit of discomfort with the idea that I wasn't eating plants. So that caused a great deal of stress, and it also caused me to not be able to feel like I was eating at peace. Now, sometimes I could take my lunch and go off by myself and be outside, but there was so much work to be done that I really only had that 30 minutes, and I always felt that pressure that I needed to eat quickly and then get back on the job. Bottom line, it really didn't work out. I wasn't doing my training because I was so tired at the end of my shifts. I wasn't really eating carnivore because I was trying to eat in a way that I thought would be approved of by the people around me. So I was trying well, maybe I can add back a little of this and maybe I can eat a little bit of this, and none of it worked. How did I know it wasn't working? My mood. I was getting moody, paranoid, snappish. And I was remembering that all of these things tend to happen when I take back the plants, the carbohydrates, and even some of the low sugar fruits like apples and pears that used to work for me when I was younger. Because if you've followed this channel, as I've aged, I've had to keep going a little bit more toward really just an animal-based diet and less and less and less plant-based. And so what I found is that as I kept it carnivore and as I committed to doing the kind of training that works for me, definitely feeling better mood, a lot happier, a lot more optimistic, and getting along with people better, getting along with my family, getting along with my friends. So my confession for today is that even though I really hoped that this position would really work for me, it was demanding 2 things that are the foundation of my health and my happiness, and might be the foundation of your health and happiness too. It was changing the way I moved, and it was changing the way I ate. So here I am, I'm back in the Sugar Freedom Kitchen and going back to doing the things that work for me, which are lifting weights, intervals, and eating pretty much a plant-free diet. So we can think of it in 2 ways. Cardio freedom and plant freedom and sugar freedom. So I'm coming back and restarting. So it is April the 25th, and looking toward between now and the beginning of summer to really make some gains in strength, optimism, and also committing to what I really want to do, which is what I've always wanted to do, which is singing and dancing. And the other thing that I've noticed, and it doesn't matter whether you want to sing or dance or be an artist or be a gardener or be an accountant, when you're nourished and you're training the right way, it gives you the motivation, it gives you the confidence, it gives you the good feelings that you need to do the work that you want to do. So even if you didn't want to be an artist, I really do think that eating for yourself and also training in a way that works for you is just going to make everything better. One of the things that I was dealing with on the job that I was doing, interacting with lots of different people, was developing the courage to be true to myself. And I think that between now and June, really recommitting to carnivore, recommitting to weightlifting in intervals, and seeing if that can improve my mood, improve self-confidence so that I can really start to be true to myself and be authentic. And of course, that is what I want for you as well. Just doing a live feed so that I come back, recommit to carnivore, recommit to weightlifting and intervals. And I'm going to be coming in every Monday, and we're going to be checking back in and seeing how that's going, to really be feeling confident and strong and fit for summer or any time of year. All right, so that's it for me from the Sugar Freedom Kitchen. I'm Catherine Gordon. I'll be checking back in next week. In the meantime, be well, eat for yourself, do what works, and I'll see you back here soon in the Sugar Freedom Kitchen. Bye-bye, everybody.